Hello, friend.
Sorry,
That's
you're,
okay.
you're
That's
just
okay.
a little ahead of me there.
That's all right. I'm just eager to get going, I guess.
Premature conversation.
Wasn't going to say that, but
She did. We'll leave it to
yep.
Lori.
Leave it
That
to
was a
Lori.
perfect shrug there, Lori. Like, I need that on a t-shirt.
Leave it to Lori.
There you go.
We'll shrug.
Uh,
We'll
all
get you that
right.
shirt.
Let's get moving. Let's get moving,
Okay.
folks. All right. Hello, friends. Welcome out for No, we're not doing that.
Nah.
Let's reel it back in again.
Dear
Hello,
God.
friends. Okay, 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Hello, friends, and welcome to Out for Coffee.
With Mike and Lori.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Peachy keen.
Yeah. Hi, Rob.
Hi there. How are we doing?
Good.
We're
Good to
doing
see you, Rob.
okay.
Good, good, good.
So
What's going on? What's going on, boys?
I came across something and I thought would be fun for us to talk about today a little bit. It's a random topic generator. So the idea is, I can click a little button here and it's gonna spit out some unusual, random things that we can discuss. Who knows where this
More.
episode's gonna
Listen,
go?
Okay.
if you want someone to spit out some random topic things we could discuss,
Just push
I
your
was going to
buttons.
say, we have an in-house random generator.
I am a human random generator. I can
We'll give you a
generate with the
break.
best of them.
Today we'll call it Lori's break.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody else can take the heat for a while. Okay.
Hi, I'm Mike Crabb.
And I'm Laurie Schultz. Welcome to the show.
We'll have some caffeinated conversation.
And maybe some special guests along the way.
Who knows where the conversation will go? You're out for coffee with Mike and Lori. So why don't we jump right in? I'm going to hit this little button. We're going to see what types of things we might talk about today.
Lay it on me, string bean.
This is very broad, but what is your favorite cuisine or type of food?
Well, it's not lean cuisine, I can tell you that.
Maybe if you eat like 3 of them, then you
Yes,
got
right.
enough for a meal. Do you not actually like the taste of a lean cuisine?
It's just, what's the point? That's an appetizer.
Okay, sure. Like I agree, it's not enough of a meal, but I actually
it's
find
not
them
a
quite
meal.
tasty, though. I actually find them quite tasty.
I like to cook, so when you eat stuff like that, that's
That's fair.
not home cooking.
Yeah, I still
Yeah.
do some bachelor eating once in a while. Not lean cuisine, but I will get. I like a good pizza pop if I'm gonna be. If you think about it, it's kind of like a little panzerotti or calzone.
Kind of.
Technically,
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
of.
It's not really, yeah.
Yeah,
That kind of
comes
is,
with a
kind of is being really generous, Mike, with the word cuisine and kind of like, yeah.
It does come with a side order of depression usually, but
Okay,
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Now I
If
have
you
to
ever-
admit, I've never had lean cuisine.
Oh,
No, never have.
You're not
well, Lori says
missing
you're
much.
not really missing out.
Apparently,
So.
yeah.
No. But Mike, if you ever want to stop eating pizza pops,
Yeah.
I have a story for you. And I
Uh-oh.
will cure you of your ails here.
I don't think anyone needs pizza pops, so why don't you lay it on us? What do you got?
Oh no!
What'd you find?
No,
dear pizza pops.
I just finished my dinner here, so let's be gentle.
Earmuffs, Rob. Earmuffs.
Oh, brother.
Okay. So when I was in the was I the seventh grade? No, I had to be in high school. I used to get migraines.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I would get migraines if I hadn't eaten enough. And so the one day I thought, you know what? I was home from school, migraine, just so sick. And I thought, what can I eat? How about a couple of pizza pops?
Right.
First mistake was, how about a couple of pizza pops?
It's never the answer.
So I ate the pizza pops, and probably within 5 minutes, I knew that had been a bad choice. Okay. And I was on my way to expel the pizza pops. Are you sure you want to hear this?
Which end?
I'm pretty sure at this point we can connect the rest of the dots.
I was going to throw no, because there's a twist. I don't think you know where this is going.
Keep going.
I didn't make it in time.
Okay.
And the pizza pops ended up on the basement floor.
Okay. Was it carpeted? It's
No,
very
no,
important
no,
detail.
no. This is the basement.
Right.
You know, the laundry room basement floor.
Right.
And as soon as the cats heard it hit the floor,
Mm,
that's where I'm going to leave it, because I'm going to
yeah,
leave that to
you
your
can leave her.
imagination.
I
I know
was
y'all know where I'm going, but Mike, I want
Ooh.
you to think about, if you want to cure your pizza pop habit, I want you to think about that.
taking a sip of water as you were saying that, and I almost gagged on the water. It was
Yeah.
a little.
Listen, I warned you.
I'm sorry.
I said, are you sure you want to hear this?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I will take the hit for that. That is my fault.
Yeah,
I apologize to our audience.
Thanks, Mike.
That's,
Appreciate that.
I
Holy
didn't
mackerel.
say
Please.
it. I didn't say it. I just
You
left
didn't.
it to your
Oh,
imagination.
yeah.
You very tastefully grossed us out. Thank you.
Yeah. I said it without saying it. That's my speciality.
Okay, can we punch the button on that generator? See if
Let's
we
get
a topic other than
question.
food now, because
I'm on it, Rob. I'm on it.
yeah,
New question.
new question.
You're welcome, everyone.
I'm sure Laurie has something for this. Was there ever an event in your life that defied explanation? That's very.
It's called year 0 to 46. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Just Laurie, period, defies explanation.
It just says so much there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've got lots, so you guys go ahead with that.
I actually can't. I'm sure there is. But that's like something I feel like I need to come prepared for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The next question here. What type of kid were you? Spoiled, rebellious, well-behaved, quiet, obnoxious? I think
all of the above. Yep.
Which one? You were all of the above?
Oh yeah, it depends on the day of the week. So, oh yeah, I'll admit to having my share of all of those.
You're an allspice then, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, we thought you were just Old Spice.
Wow.
I think we've shared before actually about all of us a little bit about this, that I was a mostly well-behaved kid. I think I did things that I wasn't supposed to, like skip school and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I wasn't a piece of shit. I just went out and did
Not back then.
Not back then. Wait until a few years and then that kicks in. But
yeah,
my parents always said I was spoiled, but I don't know.
Every parent says their kid is
it's
spoiled.
like their job. It's in the job description.
You know me. I was a good kid. A+ student.
Yes.
Total smart ass. But
of course.
Adorable. So kind of got away with it.
There you go.
You can get away with a lot when you're a good student.
So, like I said, I was a good kid, right? So even at school, the teachers, they would be frustrated because I wouldn't go, but then I would be so like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I really should be doing this. And thank you for like coming and talking to me about this. And I've made it impossible for them to hate me.
Yeah.
They just couldn't stand that I didn't smarten up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at you now.
And look at me now.
Look at you now.
All sun-kissed still.
That's more sun-smacked.
I am so shiny right now. Look at the shine. That's too much. Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah.
All right. Tell
Makeup.
us, what is the best restaurant in your area?
That could cause some trouble.
Well, let's talk first. Like if you're going, it's a Friday night. You're going out, you're having a drink with supper. Where would you go in our area? I would say I like a good meal at the Dickens.
Yeah, the Dickens is good.
You usually see enough people, like friends, that it makes it fun and exciting because you don't know who you're bumping into, but it's not so many people that you're like, you can't just sit and have the meal you intended to have at the same time. And it's great for having a meeting until it's like past a certain time, it gets noisy. But like I've had many a theater meetings at the Dickens, and it's there's something for everyone to eat. I like the Dickens for a good Friday night food.
Our go-to place has become Faux Bin Tan.
Yeah, and those that aren't familiar, this is the old Pizza Hut where Pizza Hut used to be.
Pizza Hut building, yes, yeah. She bought the Pizza Hut building. She was in the Giant Tiger Plaza, just down the street, around the corner from there, for many years. And I mean, we sort of started off as just a breakfast place on a Saturday morning kind of deal, and it's kind of grown into that because she's got an amazing menu, lots of choices, and the food is always top notch. It's always excellent. Yeah.
Best club sandwiches. God, I love a club sandwich.
And they got a good mix of American food and is it Vietnamese or is it Thai food or a bit of
Vietnamese, yeah.
Right. Yeah, really good stuff there. I agree.
It is.
Laurie, where are you taking us for supper?
Probably the Dickens, I would think.
It's a good, solid one, right?
Or like I like to, for as social as I can be, I like to just take it home.
Sit in front of the TV and eat your stuff.
Like I'll get Mark's chop suey.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I
Mark's
like
chop suey. I always used to when I worked at the West End Tim Hortons. It's at the drive-through location that's there.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work there in high school and would often go over to Mark's chop suey to get tons of chicken balls. I ate so many chicken balls.
And they're like the size of little baseballs too. They're
huge.
So good. Yeah.
Yes, they are huge.
There's a dish there though that is Singapore rice noodles. And there's pork and shrimp in it. And it's the noodles are curry flavor.
Okay.
Huh. And it comes so packed. That thing of noodles lasts me about 3-4 meals.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good deal. And so I like to get Chinese food every once in a while. And then I've got food for like a week.
You're set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're sick of it after day 2, but you have it.
Yeah, but then sometimes you get.
I think things just got frozen up on us, folks. And I'm not sure what happened, but I'm going to guess it's my end. If you're not seeing it, then it's my end.
Hey, tell me what?
Well, our Zoom recording here is just frozen up. Yeah, it's just
a little choppy.
Yeah, it's gone south, but
well, hopefully that doesn't come through.
I think we're back. We're back, but okay.
All right. Well, I want to know now.
So I'm going to pick up on the. I wanted to mention a restaurant. It's actually in Paris. I don't know if you consider that local or not, but it's called Camp 31.
Oh,
never heard of it.
It's a barbecue, like Texas barbecue. Oh my gosh, it's good. Great.
Like food. Award-winning ribs.
Yes.
Amazing pulled pork.
Pulled pork.
They have like a pulled pork mac and cheese.
What?
Yeah, all that barbecue stuff.
You guys are holding out on me.
Really?
Lori,
we'll have to take you. We'll have to take you out there. It's in Paris. It's called Camp 31. Mm-hmm. They are originally from, I'm trying to remember now. Are they from Texas or Alabama or someplace? Is the original restaurant, and somehow they brought a franchise to Paris,
Ontario.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is amazing food. It's really good.
Hey, and while we're Paris way, if you haven't yet, there's a restaurant there called Stillwater's.
I like that place.
Mm-hmm.
So Stillwater's, it's delicious food. I believe. I don't know if this is still the case, but I know years ago, the first time I had gone there, the head chef there was on Top Chef Canada. And the food was really good. And it's certainly a treat to go on a beautiful day. They have a gorgeous rooftop patio that overlooks the Grand River.
Yeah.
And when you're sitting there, there's train tracks. It looks so picturesque. There's a bridge kind of like down the river a bit that trains will go over. And it's a beautiful sight. It looks like it's out of a movie. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So it's worth checking out if you're going. Why?
Just being on the rooftop. Oh.
Well, it's like it's not like a balcony on
a
building.
It's not rooftop on the 43rd floor or something. It's
I know, but
just like upstairs.
I get vertigo,
and
if I get too close to the edge, I'm like, ooh, what if I accidentally throw myself over? Oh my god!
Like out of a moment of uncontrolled insanity, your body just decides.
Don't worry, Laurie.
Throw itself over.
That's what we'll tell everybody. She accidentally threw herself over. Don't worry.
But what if I slip and fall and pitch myself into the ground? I don't know.
So I also am like, I have a huge fear of heights. I am not a fan. This balcony won't be an issue. You're fine with this. I will say at the time of the release of this, I should be, and hopefully am back from my holiday where I'm going to London, Paris, and Amsterdam. And Kevin's planned my husband's planned this whole trip. So in London, we're going on the Eye, which is like a giant Ferris wheel, right? Like it's huge.
Oh, it is. It's massive.
But you're like enclosed. So I can okay, I'll do what I need to do. Paris, we're going up the Eiffel Tower, which I have zero desire.
Nice.
Like not even a little bit. So hopefully I get through that okay. I've gone up the CN Tower and I embarrassed myself. I was clung to the wall so hard. People were. It was very noticeable that I was not enjoying myself. So let's do that again. Why don't we? And I think there's something in Amsterdam too where we're up high, but I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's making my palms sweat.
Anyways. I did the inside of the Statue of Liberty.
Yes. Yeah. We talked about that in one of our early episodes, actually.
Yeah. That was not my finest half hour. Oh,
no. So tell me, what smell brings back great memories?
Mom's home cooking.
Right there. It just, you know it when you smell it.
Oh, for sure.
Takes you right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything sort of related to Christmas. You know, that pine tree. There's a few of them that are sort of you know, just conjures up Christmas. I think, thankfully for me anyway, Christmas was always a great family time and a lot of fond memories of Christmas. So yeah, anything that sort of brings back that memory is a great smell.
I have a similar Christmas memory, right? And it's not like a traditional, you know, vanilla or pine. It's like, it just hits right. It's the like musty smell of a cardboard box. Like when you're taking the decorations out of, you know, the crawl space, and it just has that like old newspaper smell to it almost.
Oh yeah.
And it's, I don't know, you smell it and right away you're like, I'm pulling the tree out of the crawl space.
Not the Festivus pole?
Not the Festivus pole. No, we keep that in the basement.
I like the smell, believe it or not, of like muddy riverbank.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's got that, not quite that Niagara Falls kind of fish smell, but it's got that fresh earth smell.
Got it.
You know?
Yeah.
Where are you going with this?
I also know the Niagara Falls fish smell you're talking about. Like, yes. I know exactly what smell you mean.
Right. So it's not quite that, but it's that earthy, wet spring muck smell. We used to go crayfishing in Harrison, where, remember my cousin Mike with the piranha? Yeah. We used to go crayfishing up there. And we'd get the rubber boots out. They were like, I don't know, adult rubber boots, but we would walk down to the river with the rubber boots and standing in the river. And of course, I would just like push rocks around. I didn't really ever want to pick up the crayfish because crayfish. But we would, you know, but I guess I did a couple of times, and then we would put them in buckets and then bring them home to my aunt's house. And I don't know what happened to them after that, but they probably just went belly up in the bucket after about 4 days in the sun. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Don't call PETA. Yeah, so I'm not sure what happened, but those, just the smell of the river in the spring reminds me of going down and doing that with my cousins.
I hear that. It kind of like that for me is like the smell of leaves, like that autumn smell where, you know, there's a time it's both a smell and it's a feeling in the air. It's usually in October where you can go out and it feels like Halloween night. It's not Halloween, but like it actually feels like it is Halloween night. There's just a vibe in the energy of the air or something. The sun's right, everything about it, and it's the smell of the leaves feels like a Halloween night. I like that.
Yeah.
So tell me, folks, what is the most useful app on your phone?
Useful or used?
Yeah, that's a big difference.
I don't know. Let me look at my phone.
I know I got to open mine a bit here. I have things that are useful. I just don't use it. Like Duolingo, I've had on my phone forever, and I've never once opened it.
My alarm clock.
You know that a lot of these sessions that we do, especially when we work on location, when we're not using Zoom as the app, you know, to record this little thing, I use an app called Switcher Studio.
Right.
And that's what allows me to have multiple cameras. My iPhones are multiple cameras, and Switcher Studio software allows me to switch between those cameras in a live mode.
Right. So as we're doing a live interview, you're there with your iPad where you can see out of all these different camera views.
That's
and
correct.
You can actively edit and change camera views.
Change camera views and change them a little bit and do all kinds of stuff. So for me, that's
That's very useful.
Most important. Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I for useful for me personally, the Google Drive app. I have so many different Google accounts for so many different things, and just getting content from my phone to my computer and vice versa. It's just nice that when it's on there, I can get it anywhere I need it to. And so I would say that's probably the thing that keeps my life together the most.
Yeah. I would say for me, other than my alarm clock, I use my notes a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the Weather Network I use a lot, but I think for me, I have a bank account with Simply Financial.
Okay.
So yes. There's no branch for that.
Right.
So I do all my banking online.
Yeah. We do the same.
Yeah. If I didn't have this app,
oh yeah,
I would have no idea what was going on financially with me. I still have very little idea what's going on financially with me. But at least now I can check once in a while and pretend that I understand what's happening.
Right.
Yeah. Now, of course, the Facebook is probably the most used on
yeah, for sure. Hey, there's a fun game. If you guys are ever interested in trying something different, you kind of have to sign up for it, I think. But it's a game called GeoGuessr. Have you heard of this?
No.
So what it is, you can choose whether you want it in Canada or America or just do worldwide. And what it does is it randomly drops you somewhere on the earth via Google Street View. And it doesn't give any context. And you have to pinpoint on the map where you landed. So you can go down the street a bit. You can look at street signs. You can look at phone numbers on buildings and stuff. And your goal is to guess as close as you possibly can to the intersection that you're at, where you were randomly dropped anywhere in the world. And it's surprisingly, I don't want to say it's easy. It's not easy, but it's really quite challenging and it's interesting. And the more you play it, the easier it does get. Because there's some countries where, we have a stop sign with the street names on the top of it. But in a lot of countries, the street signs are on the buildings themselves. And they're like up really high.
Sure.
And so the first time I landed in a country and I was looking around and I was like, I don't know where I am because I can't find the street signs anywhere. Now I know. So there's interesting things. It's a kind of a fun game. I will sometimes play it a bit before I go to bed, which probably isn't good because it really gets my brain moving. And I should probably not do something so stimulating at that time. But anyways, GeoGuessr, give that a try if you want.
Okay.
Our next question, what's the most refreshing thing on a hot summer day? Laurie's giant jug of water with rosemary.
With rosemary and nothing like fresh. You know what? I make a nice, fresh homemade lemonade.
Okay.
Fresh, refreshing. You know what though? I just love a nice big glass of ice water.
Yeah, honestly,
on a hot
glass of water is good too. If I'm looking for like a drink, there was a few years back. I'm not a gin drinker. I do not like gin like ever. Mm-hmm. I did have gin once in lemonade, and it was very good. But it's like I probably won't order it again. And similar in the same vein, there's they're like Sprite. Oh, they're called something different though. But it's like a Sprite drink, or maybe it's like a 7-Up, but it's like a different type. It's like cucumber or something. But that with gin is it's wonderfully refreshing during the summer. Really good. Yeah.
How about you, Rob?
Rum and Coke.
Yeah, I'll join you with that one too.
Yeah.
What about an ice cold pint of something on a patio on a hot day?
I don't love a beer. Like I do like beer when I'm like having a meal or something like that. But if it's like a hot day, beer is not my like first decision. It's quite heavy.
Can be, yeah.
I like light. Like I want something light and refreshing.
Okay.
So I don't know what a pint of that would look like. Maybe a fishbowl instead of a pint. Do you guys ever get fishbowls?
No.
If you go to places like Boston Pizza and Woodstock on Friday, they have fishbowl Fridays, and you get like a goldfish bowl filled with booze. It's great.
Yeah, I have to drive home.
Oh, you need a Kevin that is always willing to be DD like me.
Okay.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, next question. Who's the funniest person you've met? Okay, moving on. I saw the twinkle in your eye there, Laurie. You were waiting for a shout out, I think. Yeah, you are one of the funniest people I know. I always have a giggle when I'm with you.
Thanks, Mikey.
Yeah. What about you? Who's the funniest person you know, Laurie? You know,
I know a lot of funny people. I think you remember Susie.
Yeah.
Susie's her husband Jay is incredibly funny, but very dry. Funny. Yeah, you have to be listening. You'll get it.
I know, Laurie, you're familiar with Jason Paquette. He has always he's got a charm and cleverness to him that I've always appreciated. He makes me laugh. Yeah.
Excellent.
Rob, who do you know that's funny?
Oh, the pair of you for sure. Hands down.
We got Tweedledee and Tweedledum, you mean? Yeah.
I call D.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, well, sure. Okay.
Where would you like to travel next? Well, like I said, I'm going to London, Paris, Amsterdam. I'll tell you how it is.
Nice.
And Laurie, anywhere you can want to go? Perfect.
Yeah.
World. Oh,
I just got my passport, man.
Because where do you want to go?
Yeah, where are you going?
I want to go to Salem.
Yeah, Massachusetts, right?
We talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it back in season 1.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be in Massachusetts in June, I think.
Oh, really? What's there?
Seeger Band is playing down there.
You're like going all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Holy moly.
Well,
that's great.
As we're recording this now, in another week or so, I'm going to Ohio for a long weekend to play for Seeger.
Oh, nice.
And then in June, it's it's Connecticut, Massachusetts. I actually hope to get to DC.
Oh, wow.
While we're there, kind of in that area. So
that's great.
Yeah.
I love that you're getting out and doing all this stuff. That's great memories for you, Rob.
Putting on a lot of miles for sure. But
so tell me, records, tapes, CDs, MP3s, streaming, which did you grow up with, and what is good and bad about each? So what I grew up with tape, CDs, MP3s, not really streaming. Streaming didn't come more closer to my adult years. But I remember as a child having cassette tapes, including a little Teddy Ruxpin where you put the tape in the back. You know,
put an Ozzy Osbourne tape in there.
And CDs was my go-to. I remember getting a Discman that was anti-skip, and it was actually really good. It was like an aluminum CD player, and I could put it in my pocket and walk to school, and it wouldn't skip. It wouldn't skip. Quite amazing. And then for one Christmas, I got it was like a little MP3 thing. It was before anythings existed.
Right.
You can probably get like 6 songs on it, sort of thing. That would take 3 days for each song to download individually. It was just painful. From LimeWire. Did you guys ever use LimeWire?
LimeWire. Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're pirates. Music pirates. Yeah. Rob had the gramophone, didn't you, Rob?
I did.
Actually, what year is the gramophone from? I actually have no idea.
Look at the sourpuss face on him.
It could be around. Listen, I had a variety of all things. Records maybe were a little bit above me. I got everything else. So
it was a crank one too, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was a crank, all right.
But those were around in the 70s, were they not?
With the little bird sitting on it, and you put his beak down onto the
record. Yeah, if you're a Flintstone.
There you are.
Yeah.
See, some people will get that.
I did. I do. I remember
the Flintstone reference. No, I definitely grew up with albums. Right. Albums and 8-tracks, actually.
8-tracks.
Right? Oh yeah, that one wasn't listed.
Yeah.
What was the difference? Like an 8-track, could you skip songs with that? Like,
and an 8-track? Yes, it had a forward.
But like, did it know? Like, you press a button and it automatically knew where the next song started, or you had to stop at like a cassette?
There was a tape inside, so I think you had to.
It was a loop. You could just advance it, but it didn't really. It didn't have any indication of the start of the next song or anything like that.
I thought you can hit like next track and it like would fast forward the tape, knowing where the next track started.
No,
you're a guessing game.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the thing about the 8-tracks was that it was a continuous loop. So it was wound in such a way onto 2 spools, but they were stacked one on top of another, so that the tape went past the playhead and onto the next reel, and then eventually ended up on the next one and went back, and it was a continuous loop.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting technology, actually.
I had records.
Right.
Oh, lots of records. Yeah.
Records.
When I was a kid, that was, bought my first record I bought was the Deep Purple album.
Was it on a 45?
Smoke on the Water. No, it was a double LP actually.
Double LP.
Yeah. Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water.
I would listen to, my mom had a ton of 45s and LPs.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that those artists were not current.
Right.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I listened to the records, and then of course I had cassette tapes. I was the queen of the mixtapes. Queen of the mixtapes.
Okay.
And then I had the cassette singles.
Oh, wow.
Loved going out to buy a cassette single because you didn't necessarily want to invest in the whole cassette.
That's right.
When you just wanted a song.
Yeah. It's like the old school version of the iTunes, right? You could just download a song.
Yeah, right.
And then CDs came out when I was still a kid.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. This is a millennial question. I'm going to put it down. What's an LP?
Long play.
The
big, and that's a record?
Yes, a large record.
Because the 45s were the smaller
45s
ones.
were little ones, yeah.
And an LP was the bigger ones.
Typically a 45 is a single song.
Yeah. And then on the other side,
and it had what was called the B-side. So you had the A side, that was the primary song being released.
Right.
And then they would just pick usually some random other song to put on the back of the record. It was called the B-side.
Right.
And but there was a single song on either side. But an LP was the full LP is long play, and it was the full album. So if there were 10 tracks, it was all 10 songs.
And so another question, how do you know, like if I wanted, did you have to just go through and find the right spot, or were there like little notches in the thing?
Oh yeah, there's you can physically see the rings between songs.
It's like Saturn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would count the rings if you want song 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and drop the needle on the 8.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to a record listen party sometime, and you guys can teach me the days of the record.
Because they're back.
They are actually coming back like crazy.
Yeah, vinyl is a huge thing now. Yeah.
Well, apparently it's a much richer and more like genuine sound than a
well, there's I mean, it depends on who you ask, I suppose, but yes, there's a hang of a lot of compression that goes into MP3 files. What everybody knows today is recorded music is an MP3 file,
right?
And there's a lot of compression that goes into making that file small enough to just something that can be downloaded easily. And the feeling of the vinyl enthusiasts, if you will, is that that compression, you give up a lot of the detail in the music, and you also give up a lot of the sort of space feeling of the music. The depth of it. Yeah, it's very compressed.
Interesting.
Yep.
How do you guys feel when you accidentally leave your phone at home?
Naked.
It's such a weird feeling, right?
It's terrible. It's funny. My wife just commented the other day. We were someplace, and she was talking to whoever we were with, and she said to this other person, because suddenly my phone went off, and that I do support work for my son.
Yeah, and
so I'm kind of on it. It's a bit of a hotline. If he calls with a technical issue, it's kind of something that needs immediate attention.
Right.
So I try to make sure I only answer my phone when it's, that kind of important call. But I had answered my phone, and I hear my wife telling this other person that we were with that, the other day he forgot his phone when we went for breakfast. And I thought, wonderful, I'll get conversation out of him.
Yeah.
And I realized, okay, maybe I'm gonna leave the phone in the car or something when I go for breakfast.
Maybe it's good for us once in a while.
Yeah.
I too, like, it's usually when I'm far enough away from home that it's not worth it to go back. But if it's a work day, because I do use my phone a lot for work, I need that. But if not, if it's just a day and I don't actually need it, it's just your brain goes into panic mode that something bad is going to happen and somebody's going to try to get a hold of you. And this is going to be the one time it happens.
Yep.
So you panic about, or I'm going to have a really important question, or did I forget to do something because I can't check my phone to see if I have a to-do on my list.
Yeah.
But then once I can like wrap my brain around it, and I'm like, Mike, you're fine. You're okay. Everything will be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can like get through it, but I keep reaching for it and it's not there. And I just talk myself down again. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
okay. See, I have a habit when I walk out the door. It's like my car keys, my phone. It's just you check for both of them and just.
I have a little mantra now: phone keys, wallet, phone keys, wallet, phone keys, wallet. And I gotta like, I ask that.
You remember remember there's you wouldn't remember, but there's an old movie. If you get a chance to see it, it's hysterical. It's called Nuns on the Run.
Okay.
And it's quite good, but and it basically evolves around a story of a couple of crooks who are on the run. They're on the lam, and they make a sharp left turn and find themselves in a nunnery. So they decide to hide out and dressed as nuns. Anyway, as one does, as you would, yes. But anyway, your comment, the reason I commented, because there's a line out of that movie where they're doing exactly this, and they're trying to come up with, because they got to act like nuns, right? And they got to look like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they got to remember this cross thing and how does it go and blah blah blah, and where do you start and how do you blah blah. And they can't remember this, so the one guy says, "Listen, I got it. Here you go. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch."
I've heard that before.
Yeah, that's where where
I heard it. Austin Powers also uses that.
They stole that. Yeah.
And I kept that in mind because when we did Guys and Dolls, there's a moment in the church and we all had to praise the Lord. We had to do with our hats and we had to do the cross, and we were all arguing over which way.
Yeah.
I reminded them that Austin Powers taught me long ago.
There you go. Good for you.
Yeah. Laurie, you forget your phone at home. What do you do?
It's not good. It's not a comfortable feeling at all.
Because of productivity or because of nakedness?
Because I just feel like I'm not complete anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, but you know what? I got this stupid watch now. I got this watch from Amazon.
Oh.
A $50 smartwatch, not an iWatch or anything like that, but it's a smartwatch. And I just figured out today how to pair it to my phone.
Okay.
And so all day long, I've been getting little electric shocks from this thing going off anytime I get a message on my phone, which is in my purse at school.
Yep.
But now it's like, now I can be contacted right on my skin at any point. And I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
I don't think we should. I don't think that's healthy for
I don't
society.
think so either.
No,
like
it's probably not.
You shouldn't. Like, you'll get to it. Like, you don't need to just subconsciously be pulled out of real life knowing that something is needing, and then not all of your brain is coming back after that. There's a little piece of your brain stuck on who is that, and do I need to get it back? And I have to check it out right now. And it's in the middle of an important conversation I'm having with you, and you keep looking at your fucking watch. I did it because that's how passionately I feel about stuff like that. I don't think it's necessary. I get it. And I don't think it's necessary.
Well, the reason I actually got it was for the features of my steps, for my heart rate, for it apparently will tell me how I sleep tonight.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of great things.
Yeah. So that's why I got it. And it was a heck of a lot cheaper than a Fitbit. So what the heck, right?
Yeah.
So, but now it went off today in my classroom. I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's alarm or what. And the kids are laughing. Turns out I was getting a phone call through my watch. I had no idea. I'm like, what? Stop. So, you know how I am about tech things. I don't know how long this is going to last for me, but for $50, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works out. But
hey, Rob, how are we doing for time?
I have no idea.
No. How about we throw one more out there and we'll
one
more, but wrap it up.
What are some good and bad things about the education system in your country going on?
No, okay. Let's not do that.
Okay.
What are you best at? What are you best at? This is pretty vague, but I know.
What are you best at?
I'm good with people. I love talking to people. I love problem solving with people. I have good people skills, I would say. I think that's one of my best qualities in myself.
I am best at avoiding people.
So I'm so glad we get to see you as often as we do then. Or you don't know yourself and you're really not gonna.
Oh no. My wife will tell you. You know, he'd be okay if he didn't have to deal with people.
No. So I'll deal with them for you. There you go. You send them my way, Rob. I'll take care of them. Yep. What are you best at, Laurie?
I'm best at annoying people. I guess I don't know.
I guess that's
we're
the
just
end of
chasing
that.
each other around all the time. Rob's like, talk to Mike, and I'm like, okay, come here, baby.
I have no rebuttal for that one, so might as well
but you know what?
Quits.
But in all honesty, I think I might be best at just totally breaking the mood sometimes. If the mood's getting a little, I'm gonna crack a little jokey joke.
No, just because you're good at it, is that a good quality to have?
Hey, you know what? If somebody can take the heat, I guess I don't want to say necessarily the heat, but sometimes the situation calls for the jester.
Right, you're absolutely right.
There you are,
and you are you tastefully do that. I know you, and I've been around you long enough to know that you are good at that, and you can make light of a situation without deviating from the heart of the conversation in a way. You just kind of keep things moving along. You are good at that.
I think part of that is also taking the person or noticing the person who might be a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And saying something that might be completely more uncomfortable for me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That makes that person feel
I'll take the heat off of you because I can handle it.
Yeah. And
let me take this moment. It
just kind of breaks it down a little bit breaks down that barrier for that other person that, okay, there's somebody else who's if she's going to be like this, or she's this kind of weirdo, I'm fine here.
And I'm okay.
It does take kind of the heat off of the pressure of a situation. If I will just come right out and say anything. I'll talk to strangers, whatever. Right. And I don't even know how I'm trying to say this, but I think it makes people feel comfortable, my weirdness.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Because you're weirder than they feel they are.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And then it makes them laugh a little bit, so it just brings down the tension, maybe.
I do hear you.
I don't know if
you'd have to see Mike. Keep going.
You'd have to see it in action.
Keep going, Mike. You're doing a fine job.
All right.
Hey guys, this was a fun chat.
It was.
Thank you, random topic generator.
Yeah.
Yike.
Capitalizemytitle.com. Don't go to that. Maybe don't go to that. We'll share a link though of what we did, so maybe you can start your own conversations with people and stuff as well. But that was a good little fun thing we did together there. So thank you, Rob and Laurie, for joining me for a nice cup, and thank you to our audience for coming out for another episode of Out for Coffee
with Mike and Laurie and Rob.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
See you later.
Do you have questions, comments, or ideas for a future show? Reach out to Mike and Laurie on their social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or email us at mikeandlauriesocials@gmail.com.